Welcome to Unsuitable on Rea Radio, the award-winning financial services and business advisory podcast that challenges your old-school business practices and the traditional business suit culture. Our guests are industry professionals and experts who will challenge you to think beyond the suit and tie while offering you meaningful modern solutions to help you enhance your company's growth. I'm your host, Dave Kane.
Competition for top talent continues to be fierce across the country, which means more companies are developing strategies to attract and recruit potential job prospects. For many, internships have become much more of a glimpse into a company than ever before. Today, internships are a necessary first step in the journey of a young professional's career within a company. Today, we are fortunate to have two young professionals on the mic, Alex Bixler and Derek Mohr, located in Rea's Dublin, Ohio office, are here to talk to us about their own unique career paths and the role their internship experience played in setting them up for success. Then we're going to put these two guys on the spot and ask them to speak on behalf of all millennials when it comes time to identifying what this generation is looking for when searching for or staying at a particular job. Believe me on this one, business owners everywhere want to know the answer to this question. You guys are going to help us out. Welcome to Unsuitable, Alex and Derek.
Thanks, Dave.
Hey, thank you.
But, we want to just kind of start out, Bixler, you've been part of this podcast for many episodes. In fact, this is the first time I ever knew you had a first name because we always refer to you as just Bixler. Alex, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. How are you?
Good. For our listening audience, tell us a little bit about what you do currently with Rea and Associates.
Well, right now, I'm actually in the practice growth department. I'm our marketing department, so I'm pretty much, I like to call self-entitled rover of the group. I do social media, I do content for web pages, content for publications, editing for our newsletters, so pretty much anything that has to do with content or social media, that's
you're on the marketing side of the practice. Derek, how about you?
So I am a staff accountant here. I am an associate, so I do taxes and I also do some assurance work.
My understanding is you're also known as the ambassador of fun. Is that you? You carry that title?
I am known by that to some people, yes.
Great. Now what's interesting and what we want to talk about today is Rea's internship program, and the both of you came up through the internship program and ultimately secured a full-time position. So we want to pick your brain a little bit. Maybe this is a little bit of commercial about Rea's internship program. So here we go. So Derek, let's start with you. When you started the internship program, did you know anything at all about the public accounting profession?
I did not, so it was very helpful to secure that internship and get an idea of what I'd be doing.
And what level in college were you when you started the internship program?
I was actually a senior. I had one more semester left to graduate.
Oh, you must have redshirted a year in there somewhere.
Yes.
So you started as a senior. Alex, how about you?
Yeah, I started as a senior as well, so it was January of 2017.
2017?
Yep.
And where did you guys go to college? Derek?
I went to the Ohio State University.
Okay, great. Alex?
I went to the Ohio State University.
Okay, a couple Buckeyes here. Great. What do you think about our new football coach?
I think, aside from Urban Meyer, I think he was the best choice because he knows the program and the players seem to be receptive of him, so I think we're going to win the ship next year. So
Great.
Yeah, I think Coach Day did a great job last year, so got high hopes this year.
Good. So, when you first started, the internship program, let's start with a couple questions. One, was this a paid internship program?
Yes, it was a paid internship.
Okay, and Alex, during the internship program, did you receive any college credits while you were intern with Rea?
Unfortunately, no. No college credits were offered, but I think the experience of it outweighed the credit that I would receive because I was already in line to graduate on time. So if you need the credit, it's tough, but if you don't, it's a perfect internship for you.
Okay. We're going to dig into this a little bit later on, but your generation is kind of known for waiting to the last minute to do stuff. So I want to talk to you about your internship program. When did you apply? You didn't wait to the last minute, did you, Derek?
Yeah, that's a funny story. It was kind of last minute, and what happened there was I got an email from Ohio State saying Rea Associates is looking to hire interns. And so, like any rational college student, I got online and applied, and I had to interview about 2 weeks after that and started, 4 months after I got the email. Or 4 weeks, I'm sorry.
Alex, how about you?
Actually, I was on my LinkedIn profile and came across Rea Associates and said, a marketer for an accounting firm, and it just blew me away. So I had to apply, and next thing you know, I got an interview and I got the job.
So a little bit through social media.
Yeah,
a couple
which was
different
surprising.
directions. So again, I think the message to a lot of our business owners that are listening, that if they want to start an internship program, has to have a little bit of strategy behind it. You got to put some time and efforts. There's some time frame, but you work hard, because as we know here at Rea Associates, it's been a springboard for our team to reach that talent gap. So that's a good thing about the internship program. Let's talk about some things you guys liked and maybe didn't like. Obviously, you came aboard, Derek. Start with you. Really didn't know much about the profession. Didn't know a lot about taxes. Didn't know a lot about accounting. But you had a personality that sticks out great. So what were your first impressions, first day?
Oh man, it was a lot to take in. So there I was, a senior at Ohio State going for accounting, and I really had no idea what accountants did all day, to be honest. So coming here, I thought it was great that I could go around and I did a bunch of different tasks. I did taxes, I did some assurance work, audits, reviews, and it was very helpful to learn what accountants actually do all day, and that was one of my favorite parts.
So Derek, in public accounting, obviously you change directions minute by minute by minute, and you weren't prepared for that. How did that go?
Yeah, that was hard to get used to at first. So you gotta be very focused. And it's tough, but you get used to it. And
what about the stress, Derek, of not knowing, the job, the descriptions, the systems? Did you have a lot of internal stress?
Oh yeah, I had a lot of stress. It was very difficult to come here and learn all this and try to get acquainted to the software, but everyone here at Rea Associates was very helpful. Their open door policy, and they're all played a huge part in me fitting in here.
Sure. Alex, maybe, and this is kind of interesting because Derek is kind of on the technology side, the technical part of the practice. You're more into the practice growth and social media, so a little bit different type of technology systems and programs. How did you feel your first month in the business? Were you able to adapt pretty quickly?
Yeah, I think I was able to adapt pretty quickly. It was nice being the first practice growth marketing intern to come through Rea. So I think the team was right there for me, and any questions I had, they were ready to answer them, and it was pretty much just fail forward, we like to say here, so it was just one step at a time, and I pretty much learned the ropes pretty quick.
So Alex, as you were going through school and everything, obviously you had to use your alarm occasionally to get up to to go to class, but to come to work you had to set your alarm each and every day.
Yeah.
How was that transition?
The transition, let's just say it wasn't one alarm, it was a couple to really motivate me to get out of bed, but knowing that I was coming here, and like we said earlier, it was a paid internship, and just knowing that the team was willing and ready to help me out any step of the way, and I was going to learn a lot, it was just a motivator to get out of bed each day.
Did you have to cut back your nightlife?
Initially, no. I was still young, I was still bright-eyed, and
Thought you could do it all,
thought I could do it. Body's shutting down a little bit at this point, but
Yeah.
I'm doing all right.
You're doing all right? Yeah, so you had to adjust the alarm clock and, the day-to-day. But, Derek, what about dress code? Coming out of the college campus, into a professional organization like Rea and Associates, you probably didn't have the wardrobe.
Yeah, no, I had a wardrobe. It was pretty old though. It was mostly old church clothes.
Sweatpants, stuff like that.
A lot of those, yeah.
So you had to spend a little money up front, a little invest in your career to buy some, some blue shirts, some white shirts, some, blue pants, trousers, etc. So
definitely.
So a little bit of adjustment, getting dressed for work every day.
Yes.
Great. So, obviously the learning curve was big, but how did the firm do with teaching you guys the ropes? Alex, start with you. How did we do teaching? Now, keep in mind, Ray's board of directors is listening to you respond, as well as our CEO, so let her rip.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, I was the first marketing intern to come through, so it was kind of new for everybody at the firm. But what's cool is they invited me to the accounting 2-day internship orientation, and before you even show up, they send you the strategic plan. So before you even show up, the initiatives, the goals, and the path that the firm's taking. So just having that at my disposal to actually read about the company more and understand where they're coming from helped me a lot.
Good. Derek, how about you?
Yeah, like Bixler said, we have a very good orientation program here. So that was very helpful to kind of know what to expect. And then once we get here at Rea & Associates, we do what's called a buddy program. So when you're an intern, you have an assigned buddy, is what they call it. And the buddy is one of your peers, and they're going to be the person that you talk to whenever you have a question about, where's the bathroom, or where do I input this on the tax return. So that was very helpful.
So the buddy system, that was good. Kind of the orientation was pretty good.
Definitely.
So where did we fall down as far as the internship program? Now things have changed since you guys have both started, but what are some areas that again, if you were consulting with one of our listeners' clients and said, look, here's some things that happened with us at Rea that I would recommend that maybe you guys look at before you put an internship program in place. Anything you guys can think of? We weren't perfect. Almost, but not quite.
Yeah, you're pretty close to perfect.
I guess the only thing I could say, maybe more direction and more organization with the onboarding process.
Okay. Fair.
Having an outline of what's to be expected when you show up. But other than that, I really can't think of any cons.
Okay. And Derek, I think you mentioned the buddy system was a good process.
Yes.
Anything else you could add that we could maybe improve on?
I agree with Bixler. When I first started as an intern, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, I showed up for work and I didn't really know what to work on. So I would go and ask my buddy, say, hey, what should I be doing right now? So I think it would be beneficial to have a weekly outline, day-by-day outline.
Okay, a little more structure.
Yes.
Of what the week looks like.
Yeah.
Those would be some suggestions we can make, to our clients and even our own team. Now, we mentioned the internship program. You guys basically were here in the winter. How long was that internship program? Do you remember? I think you were both on a little bit different schedule.
Yeah, mine went from January 2017 to May of that year, so 5 months.
And Derek, yours was the same?
Yeah, mine started in January and ended in April.
Yeah.
So
how did you guys
3
feel
months.
about not being able to go on spring break with your friends? But you were making money.
Yeah, it was tough, but I think it all played out the way it should have, and look where I'm at now, so it's all good.
Our listeners, we're also at Rea & Associates beginning a summer internship program as well, so all year-round internship. And I think our numbers across the board go from anywhere from 10 to 24 a year of internship programs that ultimately lead into full-time positions. Now, I know, Derek, you started towards the end of your internship program politicking for a full-time job. You remember those days?
Yes, I remember them very clearly.
But I think that's part of the process. If you want a full-time job, you've got to go get it. And I think you guys both did that. So, kind of switch a little different direction. Your buddies had got to know you were internship course getting paid, and now you had a little money in your pocket. When you guys went out on the town, did you have to buy?
Usually I'm pretty generous when I go out anyway. If someone buys me around, I usually buy the next.
Reciprocate?
But having a little money in your pocket is nice to have, especially after college. You usually have student loans and all the stuff dragging you down, but when you have a chance, you gotta have a little fun with it. It's just paper if you don't use it, right, Dave?
Yeah, you got it. Derek, how about you? You pick up around, or you keep your hands in your pocket when the bill came?
Yeah, I try to save some money, but it's a little difficult. My girlfriend has come to start expecting larger presents and such, so we're working through that.
Yeah. Well, you bring up a point, and certainly there's an age difference between us, but when you're in college, what was one of your favorite pickup lines, Alex?
Oh, wow, so many.
So many. Well, just one. This thing only lasts 25 minutes, so we only have time for one.
The one when I was a kid, I heard on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it was, do you know karate? Because your body's kicking.
Does that, Derek?
It doesn't work that often.
Doesn't work that way? What about you, Derek? You have a favorite one?
It's a tough question. I'd have to say, are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see.
Okay. See, creativity in our interns. Kind of the one thing I can add to, and I shared with the colleagues. Everybody kept mentioning, well, let one of the interns do it. Let one of the interns do it. Finally, I said, these people have names. These are real people. They have names. There's Derek and there's Bixler, and so they have real names. Did you get that people were calling you interns?
Not as much as you think, but I do have a first name, Alex. But as an intern, people are pretty good about getting to know you, and my team anyway took me around the whole office and introduced me to everyone. So
sure,
by the time the first day's over, you have an idea of people's names anyway. You can't remember them all.
So the internship program was kind of a bridge from going from student to young professional, and certainly began to embrace your role in the firm and kind of figured out whether this was a career path that you wanted to go, and you guys both decided, hey, let's give this a try. Okay, so let's switch directions a little bit and talk about this. I hate to use the word millennial. I think you guys get a little bit of a bad rap, but so we're not going to go there. But I want to talk a little bit about, now you're on board, coaching and mentoring, and what are some things that are important to you in those kind of relationships. Derek, we'll go with you first. What do you want your mentor to do? What's the perfect mentor look like?
So, in my opinion, I want my mentor to give me advice. Just give me advice on what they wish they would have done differently, and just general advice.
Alex?
With my experience, I think empowerment was big with me, not micromanaging and looking over my shoulder, but allowing me to figure it out as I go. And if they did have any suggestions, speak up to me and say, hey, this is how we do it here, or hey, try this. But what helped me a lot was constant communication, just knowing the team had my back. When I did do something wrong, I could actually go to them and not be scared about it. So it was just nice to have that communication, that relationship on more of a personal level than just a business level.
Now, full disclosure, your mentor's in the room, part of the production team. Do we need to ask them to leave and get the real answer?
Maybe another episode for that, but all in all, it was a good experience.
Now, there's about 40 years age difference in us. Does it make a difference, the age of your mentor?
For me, no, because I feel like they're pretty much on the same wavelength as in terms of technology use, what they expect. When you boil it down, it's kind of, you got to get stuff done and you got to do it right, and we're all on the same team and same page. So in the end of the day, it's just let's get this work done and do it right.
So Derek, what about you, to have a mentor, let's say, that might be the age of one of your parents? And you see one of your parents being, your business mentor, coach?
Yeah, I agree with Bixler. I don't think the age is...
You mean Alex?
Thank you, Dave.
I agree with Alex. I think the age of your mentor is not so important as how willingful they are to help.
How often do you look for job performance reviews? Do you want them never, or weekly, monthly? Give us some feedback on that.
Yeah, personally, I like to go out and actively search for review, and my coach and I, we do some performance coaching. I'll get together with him once a month and have him give me some feedback on how I'm doing.
What if that feedback is not positive in nature? How do you take that?
I'm a big fan of constructive criticism. So
good or bad? You like it.
It's good, yes.
You want good, honest, frequent feedback.
Correct. Yes.
Alex Bixler, how about you? We're going to use both names here.
For me, I don't know if I personally seek out feedback as much as I should, but my coach and I meet every week, and I feel like we have a relationship to where she could talk to me right then and there on a weekly basis about what I'm doing well, what I'm not, and I think there's not a set time that I want feedback, but just an open communication of what I'm doing right and wrong would be nice.
Derek, I read recently where our nation's deficit is reaching almost $1 trillion. What does that mean to you as a young professional?
Yeah, obviously it's scary because that's going to keep on growing as the years go by. What it means to me as a young professional, that's a tough question to answer.
Alex?
For me, with the trillions of dollars in debt that we are, I don't know if I feel the consequence of it right now per se, because I don't really feel it day to day. Maybe that's a bad thing, but I remember my dad showed me this website with like the national debt calculator, and every second it's just going up and up and up. So at that point, it's kind of
so we're not sure. It feels a little bit like monopoly money.
A little bit, yeah, which is bad to say, but yeah.
You guys, again, you rub elbows with all different kind of industries, etc. Are we pretty recession-proof for a few years? Derek, what do you think? You wanted to be creative. You wanted to get outside the box and not talk about normal stuff. Here you go. What do you think?
I sure hope we're recession-proof for the next few years. That's about all I can say.
I guess with an accounting firm being recession-proof, I guess since we are kind of diversified in all the segments and sectors we're in, maybe, but it kind of depends on our clients and how the economy is going for their companies and businesses, because we do a lot with small businesses.
So before we wrap up here, continuing with the coaching and mentoring, would you recommend to our clients that they continue to develop and build a coaching mentoring relationship inside their organization?
I would definitely recommend that. That's one of the things I love about Rea & Associates is how well we take care of our people and the development we go after.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Any relationship you can build with your employee or your coach is going to be a positive one, and I think it doesn't hurt to have feedback and coaching, because that's what kind of drew me to this company, and if you can implement a good one, then you'll be set up for years to come with the flow of candidates and job seekers.
Good. Is there anything to this millennial, baby boomer, X-Gen thing? Anything, or is that just all hype and things? Is there anything to this, in your opinion?
I think in some way stereotypes have some truth in it, but I think all in all we're pretty similar to each generation. It's just a lot of bad news about millennials is going around, and it seems like we get a bad rap, which I don't think is granted for most, but I can see where the stereotype comes from.
Sure. Derek?
Yeah, I think the stereotype is definitely there and present, but honestly, in my day-to-day life, it never affects me. It hasn't affected me yet.
So I think, part of this mentoring coaching, both sides have to kind of understand each other. There's no one size fits all, and I think you guys pointed that out. I want to finish up in the next few minutes that we have with, new policy that Rea and Associates adopted. I think is pretty cool, and that's the dress code policy, dress for the day. Derek, tell us a little bit about this.
So dress for your day is basically a policy saying if you're going to be in the office all day, you have no client meetings, nothing important going on, you're just going to be stuck in the room, then it's all right to wear jeans and maybe some less casual but still professional shoes.
So you can dress down a little bit. You're not like looking like you went to the the concert and have a T-shirt on, but comfortable.
Exactly.
Business comfortable. Is that what do you think?
Yeah, you got to dress presentable.
You guys like that policy?
Yeah, I like it. I feel like as a marketing team, I kind of not dressed down in any way, but I never showed up in a suit. So
you're not going to wear a whaling T-shirt for the show, huh?
No.
You guys probably don't even know who Whalen is, do you?
I don't, but it was funny.
Man, you guys are young. Man, you guys are young. Thanks again for joining us on Unsuitable, Alex and Derek. I found this interviewing to be very enlightening, and we're going to have you guys come back. Any final words, Alec, for our listeners?
Final words, I guess, if you're looking for a job, go for it, and make sure your resume is updated.
Derek, take us home here.
Yeah, I think the internships are definitely good for any company, and I'd highly suggest that all companies start a program.
Great. Listeners, I hope you found today's episode to be valuable, as well as I did, and that you can see from the insight that these two young professionals shared to help you shape your own internship program and career development strategies will help along the way. If you'd like to learn more about this topic, or if you'd like to hear more about the topics of recruitment, retention, and generational considerations, or you have a friend or family member who wants to apply for an internship program at Rea and Associates, send us an email at contactus@reacpa.com. And if you enjoyed today's episode, like it, comment on it, and share it, and subscribe to it. Until next time, I'm Dave Kane, encouraging you to loosen up your tie and think outside the box. Very nice. You guys did it. Yeah, made it.